Hello YouTube. It is Burbazooka. Why about dead do not talk bad? Even if the person did not lead the most respectable life, then, dying, he acquires a kind of social immunity. The dead are not spoken badly. What is the reason for such a tradition? The deceased falls under the protection of egregor. In the world there is a huge number of energy structures, egregors. This and every religion, and any community, and a social group of people, pensioners, students, mothers, children, etc. There is an egregor of all companies, firms, enterprises. Even cemeteries have a very dense and active energy field. Egregor is formed under the influence of thoughts, actions, experiences of a certain number of people, and sometimes the essences of a subtle plan. A person after his death gets into the otherworldly energy system, at least for a while, becoming a part of it. It does not matter what name to use, the egregor of death, God, through the looking glass, the cosmos. In any case, the soul of the deceased finds a reliable defender. Unpleasant words, ridicule, intentional damage to the deceased's personal belongings and other unseemly acts activate the egregor. He defends his ward, snapping at the nose of the offender. Talking about the dead is bad. You can call on yourself a variety of troubles, ranging from losing a wallet and ending with a deadly disease. Egregor does not analyze how much his particle, the soul of the deceased, was wrong in his lifetime. He is only interested in the issue of protecting his element, and therefore, himself as a whole. Similarly, other energy structures act. Just people do not always understand that the troubles that have arisen are connected with the wrong behavior with respect to some egregor. The deceased cannot be justified. Everyone is free to defend himself. Even the notorious criminals are allowed to use the services of a lawyer, leaving the chance to prove innocence. But this deceased person is deprived of this legal right. His soul, having left the material world, loses contact with living people and their orders. She goes beyond the border and gets to where the human court is powerless. If the murderer dies, he will not be put in jail. The same should be done about the scandal, which should be discontinued. The dead are not spoken badly, since they do not have the right to do so. The deceased is already at a different level, where they will be occupied by other forces. From the Christian point of view, he will appear before God. With the Hindu, will follow his karma. In any case, the deceased will receive punishment commensurate with his misconduct. But living people should not take part in the condemnation. It makes the heart harder and makes the person suffer, who constantly scrolls past sorrows in his mind. The deceased can rebuff. The first 40 days the soul is still very attached to familiar places and people. If a person lived, not observing social norms and laws, then the great probability that the process of dying and farewell to the body will be given to him very hard. Such a soul is agitated, it rushes from point to point and is always close to relatives, friends, acquaintances. The dead are disturbed by words of criticism, blasphemy, hatred. The soul can be alarmed and distracted from its primary task of moving to another world, instead deciding to strike the offender. The stronger the energy of the deceased, the heavier will be his answer. You can just drop a heavy object on your leg, or you can suddenly mix up the gas with the brake and get into an accident. Revenge of the soul is impulsive, its goal is to stop the slander. Sometimes sworn dead men break mirrors, discard their own photo from the table, move their favorite things. This is a mild version of the request to stop talking about the deceased badly. It is bad to speak about acquaintances, a bad tone in any situation. And it's better to be silent than to blame the deceased for past sins. This person no longer exists, and from now on he will not harm anyone. It is much more reasonable to try to forgive the deceased and help him by putting a candle for him or sincerely praying. Thank you for your time and attention listening to me. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. You can also click the bell sign to be informed about new videos. Have a great day.